Hello everybody, this is Doc Eon welcoming you to what will be the final episode of my prequel to the Maid Painting Challenge. Today I'm going to finish up this little skull here, and then I will varnish the backpack, and then we will be done. Now, to talk in general a little bit about how I paint bone, as you may recall, I primed it, base coated it in this, which is kind of a mid-darkish tan color. It doesn't really matter, I've used various ones. What I usually do for bone is follow up with this triad, which is the Reaper bone triad: stained ivory, yellowed bone, creamy ivory. And if you look at the colors, you can see the progression, and you compare them to the Zandri dust. You can see the jumps in color. And for the final top highlight, I use off-white from Game Color. You see the jump from the creamy ivory to the off-white there. But this is my normal progression. This skull is very, very small, and it doesn't make sense to put this many highlights on it. So I will remove 2 paints. So I will go straight from the Zandri dust base coat to the yellowed bone, which will cover most of it, and then some slight highlights of off-white. And I've already got them on my palette, so let's get these out of the way. Oops. I made a lot of stuff fall over. That's okay. We'll pick it back up again. We'll bring this one here. Now I'm taking a even smaller brush than I used before. This is a 00, and I'm getting some of the yellowed bone, and not that much. You have to use really, really small amounts of paint when you're going for these tiny details. And pardon me for not saying anything right now, I just have to concentrate really hard. And make sure I don't mess this up. Right. Basically, that's all you need to do for the first highlight coat. Wash my brush out, pick up a really tiny fleck of the off-white, and just hit some spots like the cheek bones. The forehead here, maybe a little bit on top. And blend that in. Like that. It's, if you look really closely at it, it might not look entirely realistic, but it's good enough. Now, the varnishing I will do outside because I do it with spray cans. So I will just cut to the finished results. Be right back. I got this crazy idea. I should show you the intermediary stage. You see, when I varnish, I always do at least 2 coats. 1 coat of gloss varnish, and then a second coat of matte or satin or whatever I want the finish to be. And this is after just the gloss coats. You see how shiny it is? I thought it might be interesting to see the difference after I put on the matte coat as well. Oh, I did one more thing. Before varnishing, I looked at the skull, and I decided that I'd highlighted it up a little bit too much. I wanted to tone it down slightly. So I gave it a slight glaze of this flesh tone shade, which is another reddish brown. This is pretty much the same thing as what's the Reichland flesh shade. That's what it's called. So anyway, time to put on the matte spray, and I'll be back again. So after one coat of matte varnish, this is what it looks like. You will note that it has not killed the shine completely. There is still, yeah, you might call it a sort of a satin finish to it, and I'm fine with that. I could bring it down more with more coats of the matte spray varnish, but to me, it kind of makes sense that a Space Marine's armor would not be completely flat, dead matte. It could have a slight sheen to it. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with this, at least for the time being. So, that will be the end of this prequel. Join me on Friday, the 1st of May, for the start of the actual Warboss Tate 2015 May Mayhem Painting Challenge. Until then, Dakian signing off.